and Maryland Public Television.
Take aim between the dots. Okay, you can make the sound effects if you want. 2 vertical lines, and the middle line is longer. Slant the side up right here. Slant the side up right here. Direction 1 and direction 7. Now, for a guide point, put a dot right below the center. Leave, probably a pencil width between the corner and that dot. Slant this line up. Slant this line up. Now, this is a really excellent warm-up exercise when you want to start drawing. You get yourself excited about drawing so you can have that, control and confidence over the paper. Now, see this point right here? You want to go behind that point. You don't want to go to the point, but behind it right here. Not to this point, but behind the point. And if you want to do something a little more elaborate or something different, you can slant this out, but I think I'll just come straight down just to keep it real simple for you and make it kind of easy. Now slant this up to this direction, direction 1 and direction 7. Put a dot below the center. Now this is an important point. This is a really almost crucial point for your drawing because it keeps your drawing lined up. It keeps all these lines in the same direction, and it makes sure that this is the same distance apart. Slant this, make the top of the next layer. Now you can make as many layers as you want. I had one friend of mine who stacked up about 93 on top of each other. She had to stack up lots and lots of these, and she had to tape pieces of paper together to have enough room for it. You can use computer paper to make stacks that large, or paper out of adding machines or calculators. Add shading to the left side. Leave the top sunny and bright. That's where the sun comes down. Shade the left side right here. Now that's a really good warm-up activity. And if you wanted to, you know what you can do? You can even reverse this process. You can make it come larger. This is large and a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, and that would make a really interesting shape. Now, I'll put a little cast shadow along the side right here, and a cast shadow along right here, and a cast shadow along right here. And then, just to be different, I think I'll put a window right here on the second layer. Round circle, and then draw a thickness. And you can darken this in. Shading on top, lighter and lighter as you come down. Now, let's go on and we'll draw the fun part of the lesson. We'll use that overlapping, and we'll draw some mountains. Now, the thing to remember about when you draw mountains is use variety. Don't make them all the same height or width. Make some tall and skinny, make some short and fat, and make sure you make the, well, I'll even show you, make sure you make the sides kind of jagged. See, it represents the rocks and the foliage and the shrubbery on the side. There's my first mountain, and I'm going to put the volcano right about here. So I'll draw a foreshortened circle, and see, this mountain's going to be overlapping in front of the volcano. So we'll draw another foreshortened circle. Are you keeping up with me all right? You sure? Well, you make sure you have your pencil sharpened and your hands are loosened, right? Okay. Hello, Cindy. How are you today? No, I'm not drawing a can of soup. What made you think of a can of soup, Cindy? Oh, the foreshortened, yeah, I know. That looks like a soup. No, it's going to be a volcano lid. No flying saucers, don't fly out of it. Now, see, it's overlapping. I made a little bit of tapering right here. And then, you see here, I'll overlap another mountain coming up over in this direction. You want one right here in the middle, too, huh? Okay. You want these to be green mountains, huh? That's where you live? Okay. I'll make them green mountains later on. I'm going to put a dot, and you point to where you want me to place the lid. Do you want me to make the lid popping open this way or this way? This way, huh? Okay. That was a joke, Cindy. You stood the other way, and I was trying to... Okay. Oh, Cindy! You want to hold a pencil? All right, there you go. As long as don't draw too much. In fact, I'll show you where you can draw. Let me make the lid popping open here. Actually, you scare me with a pencil, Cindy. Wait till I create a really large one that you can hold. I'm afraid you might rip my paper. I'm sorry. All right, well, you know what you can do, though. You can blend the shading for me on the left side. You're so helpful, you know that? Okay. You're still the funniest dragon I know. You realize that, don't you? What? No, I won't do that today. Next time. Well, I could put a creature inside there later on. In fact, I wanted to draw a wiggly line down right here. Add some shading to it. And, of course, go ahead and you can add your little blended shading there, Cindy. So go ahead if you want to. Yeah. Did you ever think of becoming a rock star, Cindy? You have a good voice. Cindy, you are funny today. Hey, move out of the way. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be too abrupt with you, but see, I start drawing, I'll get excited and all energetic, and I start really wanting to shade. Okay. Add this here. Now, we want to put a creature inside there, Cindy? A picture of your uncle, huh? Okay. Two eyes right here. We'll call this Harry Scary. And look at the eyes. Now, Cindy, is Harry Scary bald? No, he's not. No, he has a little more hair than that. See, look at. See, he's very, very hairy. Very furry fellow. He's almost as furry as you, but not quite. And there's his arm. And then, let me see here. How many fingers should Harry Scary have? All right, we'll draw a thumb. Draw a thumb right there. And we'll think about bananas. When you draw the finger, we'll make more than one finger. How about we'll put 3 fingers like cartoons do. Most cartoons have 3 fingers, and we'll just loop the finger. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana. You want another finger? Well, you know why I think about bananas, don't you? It makes it really easy for me to draw those fingers. I'll add some more shading right here. And some more shading. A little bit. See how it's darker down there where the mountain comes out? See, it's darker down here, right where it comes together. Draw, draw, draw. Practice your drawing. You practice your drawing too, Cindy. And the magic word to keep in your mind, overlapping.
Yeah.
You want to know something? I love to draw, and I know you like to draw too, right? Well, I put together a special club just for you. This is called the Secret City Club. Now, each week I have a special drawing activity I want you to complete. And when you complete it, you put it in an envelope, you mail it in to me, and I'll make you an automatic member of the super cool, elite Secret City Club. Now, I want to make this club as popular as rock and roll music, and so I want you to join. Now, this week's activity, this week's drawing, is to create your own moonscape inhabitant on your secret city. And I have some examples I want to show you. Take a look at this Vladimir. He's a club member now. He sent this, it looks almost like a mouse that lives on his moonscape. Look at the neat technique, look at the shading, the sketching, real loose, real relaxed. He had a lot of fun developing that character that lives on his moonscape. Let me show you another one. This is called Whizzer. And Jamie sent this one in. She colored it in. It's a nice pink. Look at the brown feathers. What an interesting idea for a creature for her moonscape. I like that. And see the dust cloud back in the background? Isn't that neat? And I'll show you another one right here. Now, Haskett, his first name was Craig Haskett, and he developed this creature right here. And see, he has a Martian that lands, and he's real patriotic. He has a USA shuttle flying over in the sky, and really interesting stars up in the sky. They look almost like floating flowers. And he has a moon, little hole right here, a crater, and another creature down here at the bottom. Fantastic drawing. Now, as soon as you finish your creation, it could be a robot or a dragon or some kind of creature, send it into Secret City Club, Post Office Box 444, Moraga, California, 94556. Now, Fred Miles, he's the animation artist who developed the creature, the little character that explains all the 7 magic words to us. Hi, Fred. How you doing?
Hi, Commander Mark. How are you?
The Secret City Handshake.
Yes, sir.
This is fantastic. You have the sketches here. First of all, I wanted to ask you, what is this right here?
This is a very important tool of the animator. It's called the light table and drawing disc. And animators have to use this when they make animated films. Now, you're probably wondering, now that you can draw Elmo, how do you make a move?
Well, how do you make the magic of animation happen? Yeah, how do you make a move across the paper?
Well, that is done by making a whole series of drawings in this case Elmo, running, and each drawing is a little bit different than the one after it.
Can I see that first one again?
Mm-hmm. See this here? See this Elmo starting to run.
There's his foot.
Then he's leaping in the air.
Okay, he's floating.
And now he's stretching down, getting ready to land.
That's fantastic.
And I'll make a whole series of these drawings. And I'll photograph them one by one. And when you put them in a movie projector, they'll project it at 12 drawings per second, and that gives the feeling of movement. You can see a little bit here.
That's a lot of drawings.
It is a lot of drawing. And this light table and animation disc make it possible. Now, the reason you need a light table is because an animator, there's a light under here.
You know, this just reminded me of something. If I wanted to make a light table like this, and this is an animation disc, right? But if I just wanted to make a real simple light table out of some of the materials around my home, how would I do that? How would I make something like this?
It would be real simple to make it at home or even at school, Commander. What you could do is get a piece of plywood, just cut a square hole out, put a piece of plexiglass in.
Oh, like this is a piece of plexiglass. Right, okay.
So let's light come through. And then this is called the registration system, and this is important because it keeps all the drawings lined up. And if you were to take little sections of dowel rods and glue them on your plywood at the distance of, let's say, a piece of notebook paper that has 3 holes punched in it.
That's a neat idea. You can make an animated cartoon on notebook paper.
That's
Everybody
right.
has notebook paper.
Everybody has notebook paper. And so the light table allows you to make a drawing and then put a new piece of paper down and make another drawing a little bit different than the one beneath it. And that's what animators use.
So, Fred, how many drawings of Elmo did you say it took to make 1 second of animation?
It takes 12 drawings of Elmo for 1 second of film.
12 drawings? That's a lot.
That is a
lot of drawings.
In fact, I have a film that'll illustrate what I've been talking about.
So, you told me about the light table. Now, what is this?
This, Commander, is the second important tool of the animator. It's called the animation stand or the camera stand. Now, this is a very simple one, and some of them are very complicated. But they all have 3 elements in common. One is the camera. Number 2 are the lights.
Okay.
And 3 is the registration system that holds the artwork.
This is just like the registration that you had over on the light table, isn't it?
That's right.
So it keeps the pictures all in the same spot, right?
That's right. So if you make a registration system at home, so you can use your notebook paper, you can use the same thing for on your camera stand.
I see. Now, how does this work? Can you show me?
Well, what I do is I take a drawing, and I set it on the registration system, and I shoot a frame of film.
Now, do you take two shots or just one?
1 or 2.
And 12 drawings per second.
Put another one on. Film that one. Put another one on. I do 12 of these for every second of film. Now, when this is all finished and we project the movie film, it gives the illusion of movement.
That's fascinating. Now, if you wanted to take 3 shots of each one, would it just make them walk slower?
He would walk slower. If I took 1 frame, he would move very fast. That's how you control the speed.
That's fantastic. Now, if I wanted to build a real simple one of these at home, how could I do that?
Well, you could mount this camera on a 2x4 somehow, or you could use a lot of different techniques, or maybe at school.
That's a good idea, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of school activity for the classroom. I guess having enough light is really important.
Having
right?
enough light,
And these
that's
are movable, right?
Mm-hmm, they're
Actually,
movable.
I think I just moved it too much for you. Can you tighten that? Didn't want to. I don't think you have enough light not to animate. I think you can tape that up.
I'll tape that
So
up.
you have to have enough light, you have a camera mounted, and you have to have a registration. That's fantastic,
system.
and you just put different drawings in there.
That's right, and if you do one of these at school, it's a good idea to get some friends together even, and together all of you can each make as a little series of drawings, and when you put them all together, you can make an animated film.
That would be great. That'd be fun. Hey, thanks for coming, Fred.
Great,
Give me the
Commander
secrets of the
Mark.
handshake. Will you come back again?
I sure will. And let's take a look at that film again now that we've seen this other equipment.
I have some really exciting drawings I want to share with you today in the Secret City Gallery. Now remember, you can have your pencil and paper out and take some notes, make some ideas for your own secret cities. You can apply these ideas to your secret cities or your secret universes, and you can change them anyway, make them a little more elaborate or more fancy. Now let's take a look at the first drawing. Here's Shauna Fisher's drawing. Now take a look at some of this excellent drawing. She used the magic word today, size, all over the place. Look at the near part of the building. It's closer to you, and it's lower in the paper. Nice shading, and just every spot on that piece of paper is filled up with something exciting. Now let's take a look at another secret city. This is done by a fellow named Mark. I like his name because my name is Commander Mark. And you can see the stalactites hanging from the ceiling. He drew the inside of a cave, and then he drew a secret city away in the distance, so you're looking out of a cave. Isn't that a neat idea? You might want to try that sometime. Let's take a look at another secret city. Look at this. Every spot on that piece of paper has something really interesting. Jason used size a lot. You see how the near objects are drawn larger than the far objects. The near part of the building is drawn larger than the far part of the building. Beautiful, beautiful drawing. And look at, he really practiced that shading. That's excellent work, Jason. Good job. Let's look at another secret city. Now, I like this one because it's so simple and it's very, very detailed, yet it's simple. And it has a nice touch to it. I like that. It's almost like a Japanese artwork where they leave a lot of the background open for your imagination, for you to fill it in with your own ideas. Look at that. The nice shading. The near part of the scoop for the stairway is drawn larger. The near part of the flag is drawn larger using size. I get to add to the Secret City mural again. What I'm doing here is I'm adding an underplanet. I have a planetscape right here, and then I'm going to have an underplanet with some kind of an inhabitants and a transportation system or something. And then up here, we have to have some way for the inhabitants of the planet and the people of the underplanet to be able to get together and have fun. You see, they're getting along really well, and so they have parties and stuff together. So we have to have some kind of entrance from the top planet into the bottom planet. This is like a cross-section of the underplanet so you can see into it. Now, let me see. You see how I penciled in a ladder climbing down through a tree trunk? And you can draw something like this for your secret city also. I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want this ladder to come down into. While I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and ink in my pencil lines. Remember what I said about these pencil lines? They're an excellent way to sketch and to kind of map out your ideas before you really attack your paper with the pen. And then I'll draw the top of this foreshortened circle. Remember size, that magic word today. You're filling your pencils up with those magic words. And here's a new word, size. The near part of this post is larger than this post. That's size. That makes it look closer to you. And then I'll draw the rungs in the ladder, trying to make sure they all line up. See, if they don't line up, the ladder here will look like it's really not a very sturdy ladder. It looks like the inhabitants might fall over if they climb down, okay? So try to make them all lined up whenever you draw a ladder. And then we'll draw the back part of the ladder going down. And it disappears, and then I penciled in a really rough sketch of a tree trunk. At first I was going to have like a manhole or some kind of a cement structure here, but I decided I'd follow the idea of natural trees and the really gnarly roots hanging down, so I'd make some kind of radical entrance into the underplanet. So this is what I'm using right here. And then I'll see the nice foreshortened circle, and then it comes around, stretched out. See from the end right here into this end, there's a little bit of distance between the two, and that's what makes that foreshortening really stand out. Foreshortening, that's a good word to learn too. More magic words. And you see how now I'm going to have the roots hanging down into the underplanet. I'll put a little knot hole there, and then I'll draw the root system coming down. And I had this idea of making the roots knotted up right here. Anything you can do like that that's a little bit different, adds a little bit of flavor to your drawing, go ahead and add it in. Don't limit yourself. Just because you've never seen roots of a tree trunk wrapping around each other like this doesn't mean that you can't draw it, right? Because you're drawing your secret city, and anything can happen in your secret city or your secret universe. And then you notice how I have part of the root going off in this direction, and just for something different, just to add a little bit of zest into my drawing, I wanted to pull the root going the other way also. So let's try that. Okay, and I didn't have this plan, but I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time just because, make it tee off again. It's really a nice touch if you make your roots hanging. And then you can add shading here later on. And then I'll make this wrapping around. See how this just twists around each other? It's a nice flavorful touch for your drawing. And then I could draw a rock back here just to make it more interesting, and then add the back part of the root. But then I'll draw some grass hanging down into the underplanet, and then draw it nice and dark underneath the grass. Make that grass and the rock set underneath the grass overhang. Nice and dark to shade the left side of the rocks, and also the underside of the root planet right here. See, this is on the planetscape, and it goes down into the underplanet. And then nice and dark here. And also I'll be shading, see right inside here, right inside the ladder. Hi, Cindy. Over here on the left side, nice and dark, and go over here, nice and dark. And then I'll make the root over here come over, see? And then I'll draw one more rock. Hello, Cindy. Cindy, what's up? You're acting awfully coy today. What's up? Is something wrong? Nothing's wrong? No. You brought flowers. Okay. Who'd you bring flowers for? Okay, all right. I was just joking. They're for me, huh? Well, how do I deserve this honor if you bring me flowers? You want something? What do you want? You want the ladder? Oh, I can't pull the ladder out of the drawing for you. Cindy, you're so funny. You want to sing climbing down the ladder? You want to climb into my Secret City mural? Cindy, oh, you saw Meta Man inside on the pier, didn't you? That was pretty neat how he was swimming. Yeah. Well, you don't want to go swimming. I don't think you like water. Okay. Well, that's a good idea, but not today because I don't have time today. Do you mind? I want to finish my mural, but maybe sometime you can pop into the Secret City too. All right? You're cute too. Hey, I want the flowers, okay? But will you hold them while I finish my mural? If you don't mind, okay? Now, don't eat them. You promise you won't eat them? You're gonna eat them. Give them back. Okay. I'm gonna shade nice and dark. Now, Cindy, take your finger. Oh, you're busy. Can you take your finger and still hold the flowers and blend that shading? And while you're doing that, I'll shade the left side of this root and also the left side of the rock. And then I'll take my shading pen right here and I'll add some tone to the whole tree trunk. See on the left side? That's an awfully pretty flower. And I'll shade up here. And look at this, right inside that knot hole. I want to make sure that stands out from the background, so I'll get it really dark inside there. Okay, nice and dark on the left side. Cindy, what is this called right here? It's called a slide? No, I was talking about the magic word for shortening. You know what the magic word for today is to remember, right? You weren't listening? Okay, it's size. That's all right. But it's size, right? Size. Yeah, try to remember that. Next time, when you start drawing, when I give you a big enough pencil to draw with, right? Remember that word size. It's really a powerful word for your drawing. It makes your drawing really look three-dimensional. Add some more shading right here. And then look at this. See right underneath here, Cindy? Underneath where, oh, I forgot to add the other side of the root twisting around here. I'll draw the other side of the root. And then I shade dark underneath here, and I twist it around. Isn't that a neat idea? Draw, draw, draw. Practice your drawing with lots of enthusiasm. Remember the magic word today, which is size, and I'll see you next time.
And corporate art services.